Welcome to day 26 in creating this modern OpenGL game engine, and we had a little note saying comment methods in triangle class and core settings class. So let's go to core settings first. So core settings.hpp. Anything new in here? Yep. Get camera. That was a method. Actually, I'm going to reduce the size of this because this isn't a tutorial. This is a vlog, so because this is the size that I have it for my tutorials. If I go to dusk, this is regular size now. Okie dokie. So we have, okay, let's comment this camera object provide camera object. I guess that's it really, camera object. And the only method we need to comment is this one over here. Okay, so get a pointer to the camera object. That's it really. Very simple stuff. In the core settings now, you're going to do something very similar. Copy and paste this down to here. I missed out a / Okay, so what know what I did miss out a / but it also changed the position of the other two lines as a result. This will just be better. So camera at the moment is just getters, so I'm going to put getters. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And one more. Need to do something very similar. Going to be, and this should be start. So that is technically 6 characters because of the space as well. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we're just going to copy and paste this for the end one. So end. Gonna have 2 asterisks. Okay, so I'm happy with that task. Again, it's a small thing, but if you don't keep on top of these little small things, they do just build up and they become an annoying process. If any of you have been following my series on creating a PHP web framework, there was a huge part of it. Actually, the majority of the series that has been created at the moment, which I think is about 29, 30 videos, the majority, or like, I think it's about 11 videos. So it was the biggest chunk was focused on documentation because I didn't do it as I went along, and partly the reason was, was creating the framework, so we didn't quite know what it was going to be, but it could have been done a lot sooner. So it's done now, and you just add to it as you go along. Same with commenting as well. That was another thing. Part of the documentation was commenting. So implementing transformations. Actually, that was just for the core settings. I didn't do for triangle. Damn. So for triangle, this needs to be set the bottom left vertex x, y, and z coordinates. Copy and paste this for the other ones. So one here for the bottom right. For the set the top vertex, blah blah blah. Shader object vertices for position and color, and there's 18 because there's 3. I'll do the maths here to show you. So because there's 3 different vertices, you're going to multiply that by, there's 3 vertices. For each vertex there is 3 corners, so that's times 3. So that equals 9. But also for each vertex, and as there's 3 vertices, there's 3 color values. So it's times 3 equals 9. So hence why there's 18 vertices. So in the triangle.cpp, I don't know whether I should comment it in here, because at the end of the day you would go in here, you would have a look at what the commenting situation is. I did do it in the core settings, just as a starting and the ending, like in core framework. I haven't commented that yet, that still needs to be done. I'll leave that for now. No, I think because we've done it in here, that's fine. So in triangle.h, so what we're trying to do, implementing transformation for model in triangle. Transformations. So the transformations that we can deal with are, pretty sure I've got some tutorials for this. Let's have a look what we did in the getting started. Transformations, main.cpp. We handled triangle. So we had a translation transformation, rotation transformation. We didn't do a scale, but we can put that in there as well. So a translation transformation. So how should we do this? I guess in object itself we can have the transformation for translation. So this would be, see, a lot of this we're still not too sure how it's going to exactly work, so a lot of this probably will go, but for now we'll leave it as it is. We're going to do, it's going to be a void set translation, and this is going to have a GL float of x, y, and z, y, z, and this is going to be, we need actually a vec, so glm vec free translation. So this is going to be glm vec free const, and this is going to be get translation. Going to copy and paste this over here. So this is part of the GR helper stuff. And this needs to be GL helper, like so. It's object, I guess. It is object, it's not guessing about it, that's what it is. Actually, it'd be better if I just enclose it within the namespace, be easier. Namespace GL helper. So indent this like so. I can get rid of GL helper : : So if I copy all of this content into Sublime, and I'll just do a quick search and search for GL helper : find or delete it, copy that, and okay, we're done. This should be object colon colon, and this needs to return something, which is going to be the translation, and put underscore translation like so. And for the set translation, we would just do underscore translation dot x equals x actually no. Yeah, that's fine. I was thinking about, just doing the automatic set, when you can just do something like that. Underscore translation, blah blah blah, x, for example. Then I think it's just underscore translation y dot x. And what's that moaning about? Oh, I didn't know that. I was just thinking, the only constructors actually. Oh yes, okay. The only constructors can do that. Good to know. So that's why you don't see it more often. You don't. Z, and that is fine. And now in triangle, because we have technically those methods, we would do something like this in triangle.cpp. So in the draw method, create this over here. And what's the process? So it shouldn't matter if we're doing it after using the shader, but we'll just keep it consistent. So we would just do transform, and instead of this, we would do underscore translation and so we're doing a transformation like so. We just need to assign it. So if we do model with a view, I think it's view equals transform. We need to initially set some values for this. So if we do underscore translation equals glm vec3 0.0f, 0.0f, and 0.0f. We run this, make sure it's still working. Comment this out. Okay. Actually, let me try something else a second. So if I were to put underscore translation, yeah, that shouldn't move it. And if I were to in here, let's just at the bottom, put underscore translation dot x equals to 2.0f, you should move it to the right, so you will no longer be in the center in the x-axis, which it wasn't. But see, I'm just trying to figure out If you like that, like looking like that, better yet. And so move it across. So if I do underscore translation dot x plus equals 0.001, so it'll move it up. It'll move it across ever so slightly. Is it moving it across? Let's do 0.01f. This method should be called every single time, so let's confirm that it is. Every time std and line yeah, that's definitely being called every single time, so that is messing up here. So if I did it instead of plus equals, if I do it equal to say 2.0, so if I explicitly set in here, that moved it over there. So if I did underscore translation dot x plus 2.0, so this should just fly off the screen. No, it did not. If I were to do, let's say 3.0f, why isn't it moving it? We do have a set translation method, could just try doing that instead. So triangle.cpp, so set translation to get translation.x plus 2.0f. This should definitely just move it off screen. 0.0f. Now he just explicitly sets it to that position once and then that's it. Why is that it after? So what I'm going to do is print out here std cout underscore translation dot x std and line it just has the value 2. This is getting reset somehow. So if I go to gl object.cpp, set translation, okay, get translation, so he resets it back to 0. Something resets it back to 0 at the end of this. Or if I were to just comment this out. Why is it getting set back to 0 at the end? underscore translation. I think I know why. If I go to core engine, see, I'm creating it every single time here. That's the issue. So if I were to take it out of here and just put it globally for now, like there, doesn't really matter. And this shouldn't actually appear. Should just sort of fly off the screen. Okay. Now that just broke. So instead, I'm going to put into the header file. So core engine.hpp. If I were to whack it here, and I'll get this. Nope, I did not mean to put it in here. So now let's have a look what we get when we run it. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Still crashes on the create shader, so it's messing up. It is messing up on this here, I believe. If we do that now, that should probably just produce a different error now. It's moaning about that now. Okay, but there's an instance of it, so what about it does it not like? So if I were to get this out of here and put it here like so, say if I were to get this out of here and put it here like so, okay, so it doesn't like doing it in the constructor for some reason. New shader. Okay, so what if I were to put this in here only, but it did moan at the other one, so I doubt this will. Something about this it doesn't like. I'm gonna take a guess. It is, if I go to core engine, at the time of having it here, it has not been, OpenGL hasn't been constructed, and as a result it's messing up. So you could just make this to where are we, a pointer in there. That's one possibility, but you're restricted to always have any other pointer then, and I don't want that restriction. The other option is to have a method called init, so initializes the triangle. So it's going to be a void init, don't care about any parameters, and for now we will concern ourselves with parameters very soon. And in here you'll do all the OpenGL stuff, so the assumption will be that you won't call this until OpenGL has been created. So if I get this, whack it into here, get this, put it into here, And now I obviously naturally need to call the init method, go to core engine. I would just put it here after all the OpenGL stuff has been done. So triangle.init. Now if we run it, so we get a red triangle, color yellow. Doesn't seem to be moving, but I might have commented some code out for the movement of it. I commented out this line here. So I need to reset that. So I need to do translation dot x plus equals 0.001f. See what we get. I'm wondering, I don't think like the actual shape is changing. I just think because we're looking at it like that and it's in a different position now, it's just getting distorted because it's not head on. So what I'm gonna do is try something. This value is way too small, so it needs to be 0.5, just 0.05. I'm gonna do the same for the Z. No, it needs to be negative to move away. So let's see what result we get with this. Still has the same effect. And wait for me to get rid of this. Just want to see what it looks like with a faster speed now. Or if you were to assign it to the model, it shouldn't be to the model, it should just be to the view. .05, let's move too fast for us to be able to tell. Actually, let's have a look. Learn OpenGL. Can't remember. So transformations. We want to go to, let's go to the source code. So we have transform equals that, transform equals that. Yeah, I think the transformation should just be on the view of the model. I'm just trying to think. OpenGL transformations. So it's the model vertex. No. Be model, yeah, it would be model. So if we go underscore translation, Happy with that. And am I using orthographic or projection? Perspective projection. In core engine, should be in here. I am using perspective. GLM. Ortho. What happens if we run this now? Okay, that just totally messed up. OpenGL move triangle. Translate. Because in all the OpenGL that I've done, I've never just done it like this. It's always been a bit more, say complex, but just a bit more to it. So I don't know if this is something I've just messed up on, or if this is just the way it is at the moment with what we've got, which is pretty basic. So that's just rotation. Let's see what it's saying. Translation. And let's see what else we got. Hey presto. Matrices. Translate. OpenGL translate distort vertices. Keep going to see if we get anything. Let's go back to what we were doing or where we were doing it. We don't need to set the color here as well. Can get rid of that. Put it here. So if we translate it, get translation matrix, don't care about that. What would happen if I were to do the same thing for view and model? View, model. Okay, that did jack all. Yeah, let's keep looking, and also let's have a look at the shader files. So shader, vertex shader, project some view model. It's a very basic shader this is, so shouldn't really affect it. Which order do we apply them in? Projection, view, and view. See what that does. Nope. Not what we want. Gonna look at our set of tutorials here a second. So what do? We had, when did we get onto projections? Let's have a look at projections. So that would be the next one. Make sure that's done the right way. So in our core engine, we've got window width divided by window height. Change this to a geofloat. This won't change anything, or shouldn't really affect it, but let's just use the cast to geofloat. And projection is being used here. Draw projection. That's nothing really different or new. But again, like I was saying, just putting a triangle on there and just moving it like that, it's not really common. It's not for something that I've done a lot. So how about that? Put Nintendo then. OpenGL, move triangle. I literally just want to see the end of it, or draw. I'll create some videos. I remember creating these. What videos do we have for transformations?
Hey guys.
Very nice, just get on with it.
Здравейте, днес...
Totally agree. Does not look like it's doing what was happening to mine. What would happen if I went to core?
Hello!
Yes, very nice. Drawing a point, drawing a line. They are very awesome indeed. Heart that. But could it be under keyboard input? We did drawing stuff, but we didn't actually do any of the movement stuff yet. Yeah, so that's of no interest to me whatsoever. So if I go to our channel, go to playlists, and now I want to go to the modern OpenGL playlist, modern OpenGL, and in here if I go to the transformations video, so we have, so yeah, I remember this, I just explicitly moved it, but again it didn't seem like it messed up in any way. So if we go to the source code, that's not the source code. So source code, and in here getting started, again this is what we was already on. I've already got something open, I'll open this again. So transformations, gonna open up these shader files. So we did transform, so in shader, transformation timed by vec4 position, so ignore that. Transformation, what happens if I do it like, probably mess up because obviously we're factoring in the camera stuff as well now. That didn't necessarily mess up. It did, but it didn't change its vertices. So what happens if I do without the projection? I'm gonna go back to this code here. So you've got all these objects, they don't look distorted even though they aren't in the center. So if I go to the vertex shader, they're doing projection time by view, time by model. I remember doing this as well. So what is going on in, it's something to do with this. So we got projection, model view, projection. Let's have a look at the CPP, model view and projection. So we got the translation there, Q position. cube positions I. What happened if I were to do, instead of translation, I put underscore vertices? This probably won't work. Because cube positions, what is that anyway? This is the world space positions of our cube. So yeah, that is literally just a translation. So we have where they're doing the model location, using it there, value pointer model. They got 36 there, so we got what we got there's 5. No, that's to do with 36. What does the 36 refer to again? 36 0. This ain't 36 pieces of information for the vertices, because that would mean 12 vertices times by 3. I'm just going to Google the GL draw arrays. Mine going blank. Actually, they add something here if I just hover over it. There's the first and the count. So the number of vertices to render. I can't remember what they got 36. Oh, again, then the number of vertices. Okay, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Okay, no, we're not concerning ourselves with any of that. We've only got one simple triangle, so having the number 3 there is fine. It's actually the right number to have. But the translation is still not working. We can get rid of this. See if that does anything with it. What happens if I were to move it the other way? I doubt that would do anything. Let's have a look. It did, but as expected. And if I do in the y-axis, so minus should move it up, down, sorry. Does it look like it was stretching? I think it was, but it's just hard to see. I still don't know why they're creating the projection every single time. Maybe because the width and the height changed. Let me have a quick look, because I can't see why that would ever fix the issue that I'm having right now. Shit. It's not what I wanted. So if I whack it in here, whack it after the poll events. Projection. Looks like it's getting squashed, but let's just move it to the left or to the right, because it'd be easier to see. It's got more real estate to where it's moving, so you just have more time to see any faults. Triangle.cpp. So we're going to be doing plus equals, so it's going to move to the right. Let's check the time actually. Still the same problem. 50 minutes. Oof. Spent a lot of time. Still got that issue. So what is messing it up? I believe if I just get rid of that again, unless I'm accidentally setting the wrong value somewhere, which yeah, we just get rid of color. That's of no interest to us. Vertices. So position. So. Could that be it? GLM radians. So core engine. Radians. Nope. Was it bigger then? Did feel like it was bigger. Can't remember. What takes or it takes radians or degrees. Definitely was bigger. What values are we providing for that by default? Actually, I think those that did seem a bit more accurate. Because if I go to perspective, it requires I think it is radians. Reading this, see if this helps. Didn't quite, but we saw, okay, we want radians. Let's confirm. Does GLM perspective use radians or degrees? Okay, so yeah, we do have to use radians, and but that didn't fix that issue at all. So get window width, get window height. Oh yeah, again, kind of set in one place, it needs to be everywhere. So radians. I'm still doing it. It's ever so slight, but it is still messing up. OpenGL translation. And it's always the top vertex, as in the other ones don't move. I'm just having a look on my screen by my thing. They don't seem to be moving at all. You would think one of them would move. Maybe they would get further up, but no, they're not moving at all. So they're not moving at all. Set vertex bottom. And so none of these methods should be being called, but if they are, by deleting their contents, they will no longer get called. Because it's possible that the top vertex method is messing stuff up somehow. Nope, still messing it up, so it's nothing to do with this. So what I'm actually going to do, because it's the top vertex, and it's the x values, it's not the y or z value, the x value, I'm going to see out this every single time. So std see out and std end line, and I will actually see out the z value as well for good measure. You know what, I'll see out all of them. So if I do this, like so, and like so, we run this now, we should get the top vertex printed out every single time. And let's have a look, see if this value actually changes. Nope. So it's 0, 0.5, 0.5, which is the initial value that we set it to. But the translation is changing, which is fine. But use with orthographic projection. OpenGL perspective projection translation. Maybe there's a different way of doing it for perspective projection. Would be weird, but let's have a look. I'll be ending the video soon anyway, because it's been over an hour now. Does this learn OpenGL? Yes. It will still apply. Nope, that would be the math side of it, not looking for that. Model matrix translation. Yep. Rotation scaling. We're not doing any rotational scaling at the moment. Perspective. Field of view. aspect, okay, that's fine. Unless, for some reason, we're getting the wrong value. So if I go to settings, so we got 1200 by 480. So instead of these values for the core engine stuff, if for some reason these values aren't correct, that could mess it up potentially. So if I were to explicitly put in these values, and that should be 0.0f and 0.0f, run that now. Nope, that's still messing up. Okay, so probably a-okay then. And in triangle.cpp, I'm going to get rid of this as well. You see out, that's plaguing us. Let me shut this down as well. In core engine, am I doing everything? Okay, they got G. Are we doing that? Geomatrix mode. Can't remember where exactly I was doing that. So main.cpp. Not in here. Let's have a look in the projections one where we actually use a projection. Doesn't look like we did that. So use with perspective projection. I think these are just comments for me. Use with it. Why am I doing it with the view on that? Let's go back to it. So if I, let's say, did do it with the view instead. It gets view matrix. Nah, still looks like it's messing it up. And the view matrix is, let's have a look at this. The GLM lookup position. Yeah, the projection's already passed in, so don't need to deal with that. It's already this value over here. So if I were to set the projection to orthographic, let's have a look what we get. If I go to core engine, comment it out in the game loop, comment this out here, and I need to get screen width, screen height, or window width and window height. These are methods. Run this now and let's see what we get. Maybe it did move, or maybe it was there and the movement messed it up. So let's just, for now, comment out the translation line. Nope, I will guess not. Okay, so what is going on? Gonna quickly go through these links and where I'll go open, then I'll end the video. Okay, yeah, that's say okay. The vertex model. Again, I want to know why it's only that top vertex that's messing up. So, actually, what would happen if in triangle for the top vertex, the Y position, if I set this to a minus, so it's actually like the bottom vertex technically now. If I were to do minus 0.7, let's say. I'm still doing it, still doing that distortion thing. This is just going to get nearer. I should have done minus. And from the angle that we're looking at, it wouldn't mess this up, I guess. So went into the screen, then off it. I wonder if it is to do with the matrix modes or the lack of them. So GL matrix mode, GL model view, GL underscore model view. Shouldn't be anywhere else that's messing this up. So run this, see what we get. Obviously that wouldn't show us because we was affecting the Z value and not the X value. Nope, that's still doing it. Okay, so why is it doing this? If, for example, I were to put this as 2.5, so it's a bit slanted by default anyway. So is that slanting back here? That is crazy. I have no idea why that is doing that, but we'll figure it out. So I'm gonna end the. Oh, actually, I did say I'll go through the links. So let me quickly go through them. The red bar. Colored cube. Adding colors. Don't really care about adding colors. And rotations doesn't really matter for now. Okay, so I'm just gonna end it here. Didn't make as much progress as I would have liked, but once this is done, we'll be able to hopefully just quickly implement the scaling stuff, the rotation. Then we'll have, you know, a good system where we're actually getting to the way of, you know, having a game engine where we can actually do stuff now And oh yeah, we got the input as well. So we'll start combining the input with this. Actually, combining it, I mean in terms of we'll just experiment with it because the input's there. It's just us just triggering it. But it's getting there. So once we've done the triangle stuff, need to look into that object class, and a lot of that's gonna be ripped out because like, translations will be universal, whereas the position stuff, I guess that's gonna become more of the translation. That's what it'll just end up being. It'll be less translation and I mean less position, more translation, which will essentially equate to the same thing. And yeah, so we could rename the methods. I guess we could call them get position, set position, move. Because I do want a move method as well, translate method. I can't remember where I saw this. In SFML has it. So you can do a set position, you can do a position, a get position, but we can also do a move or get rotation, set rotation, or rotate, or get scale, set scale, and the rotate, scale, and the move methods do it relative to its current state. So if you move it, say 5 pixels to the right using the move method, it would, I mean if you set it to 5, it would actually move it 5 according to what it is now instead of just setting the position to 5. So I think that's definitely going to be a really useful function instead of having the user to implement some sort of loop to basically do it themselves. So that is it for day 26. Thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions for this, definitely feel free to contact us. If not, for anything else, feel free to contribute to all the code. And as usual, thank you for watching, and I will see you in day 27.